Good afternoon, this is Joe Ryan with the Stanford Sports Scene back on the scene, and we are here with Trinity Catholic Athletic Director Bob Robustelli on the phone. Bob, how you doing today?
Joe, I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well.
Doing very well. Let's get right into it. We sat down with Mike Walsh and Mike Martino last week. Walsh, of course, who is retiring, but a longtime great representative for the school, and Mike Martino, who is changing from the boys' soccer to girls' volleyball for the fall. He's been a real Grecian for Trinity Catholic. They're very excited. There's a lot of bad rumors going around at the end of the last springtime with no softball and everything else. And I know you kept telling me, look, don't listen to it. And we got from those guys the other day, everything's looking positive for the future of athletics at Trinity Catholic. So what do you have to say about it?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, those two guys are great ambassadors for us. Mike Walsh, being there for 39 years is a great job, and retirement was the right timing for him, and we look forward to keeping him on board with whoever gets that new post. Martino did a great job with the soccer team last year, and won 3-4 games. He was coach of the year for the FCAC, and the team got a sportsmanship award from the officials. So it was really good. I think that type of progression within our sports culture is what we're looking to do, what Mike did with the soccer team last year. We need to get to a better winning culture, and I think there are and have been rumors out there for a few years now in regards to what's happened with Trinity Catholic, and I know from my perspective that we've had some ups and downs and there's been some hiccups, but with the Lord's help and with everybody striving to the same goal of making this more successful than it has in the past, I think we'll get there. I feel good with the people we have in place, the direction of the school. Bishop's putting about $4.5 million into it, updating everything. We just had the field put in 2 years ago. So I think it's positive, and I hope to get the word out there, and I hope that people keep talking positive about the school.
Now, you're shuffling the deck a little bit. New assistant coach, the man who was the assistant coach with Mike Martino last year is now the head soccer coach of the boys. Keeping that continuity, the fact that he was there, important to you to keep that going because of the growth it made last year? Yeah,
no question. I mean, Mike's a good coach. Mike's a good head coach. He knows how to motivate the kids. He knows when to step in, when to not step in. He'll work his philosophy into the whole program. And then along with Sam, who I think probably might have a little better knowledge of the techniques of the game, they worked as a great pair last year. We had a good nucleus that did very well. And Sam is back with them, and they've just had some clinics and captain practices, and most of the kids showed up for them. So, the continuity, I think, is a very, very important thing that needs to be done, and we have to keep that culture going.
And my fault here. What's Sam's last name? We didn't give him his proper props.
Sam Byrne, B-Y-N-E.
Sam Byrne?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Girls soccer team. What are we getting a new coach there? What's his name, or what's going on with the girls soccer team?
Yes, we got a new coach there. His name is Fred Baluth. He's been involved with our soccer program on and off for about 4 or 5 years. He is also very involved in Stanford youth. He had a team of grade school kids, a travel team that he put together a couple of years ago that has been doing very well. So he brings to us, I think, a knowledge of the game, and also he knows a lot of our players from being around it, So I think that will be beneficial to it, and I'm looking forward to see what Fred can do with the girls.
And of course, Mike Martino taking over the volleyball program. He seems to be the program whisperer, for lack of a better term. Came in and got the boys program going in the right direction, then restored a lot of the glory to the girls program as well, in girls basketball, I should say.
Yes.
And as I talked to him the other night, the girls volleyball program at Trinity was always a good, solid program. When I made it to the FCAC playoffs, made it always to the state playoffs. So, I mean, he's got another program that has a rich history to just restore, just to bring it back to life, I guess, right?
Yeah, you don't like to talk down on what happened before, but we did have great history, great traditions. And then, for whatever reasons, our culture changed a little bit, and we started to get to the point where we weren't winning a lot of games in a lot of areas. I mean, being in the S division, which is where we need to be, because to be honest, I think we're the second smallest enrollment in the state. That the S division in the states gives us a great opportunity to win or go through the S state tournaments. The problem is that we play probably in the best division or the best conference in Connecticut, the FCAC, and it's hard. We play against a lot of schools who have 1,500, 1,000 girls to draw from, but we're drawing from 150, 200. If we max out at 500, we're drawing from 250 kids, either on the boys or the girls, which is at a little disadvantage. But again, we've been there before, and we have to figure out a way to get us back to where we were before we started losing what we had. And that's what we are trying to do. And I told these coaches that we're hiring, look, it's going to be a 3-4 year process just to get rid of the old culture and hopefully establish what we need to establish.
And of course, coming back to the football program, of course, Pat, you have one of the best coaches in the FCAC there, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you the jobs he does year to year, and as you say, with a small group of people to choose from, he definitely maxes out and gets the most out of his talent. He's got a good staff there, of course, with him. The football program has always been one of the staples of Trinity Catholic and the Crusader Nation. How are we looking for the football season so far?
We're looking pretty good. I mean, we got a bunch of kids back. We've had some kids who played as freshmen come back as juniors. So our numbers are a little bit better. As you said, Donnie gets the most out of these kids. And what Donnie does with the football program is exactly what we need the other sports to do. And again, it's getting the kids in shape, staying focused, being competitive, and never giving up, and that's what Donnie does. I've seen him take some teams that were okay and make them better. I've seen Donnie take teams that really didn't have a lot and make them okay. So if Donnie does a great job with what he has and gets the most out of his kids, as you said.
Now, when you look around the FCAC this year, a lot of, not just the FCAC as a whole, a lot of upheaval. You had like Marsh Petruccio leaving the Staples, Frank Marcuccio stepped down at West Hill. That's just two football coaches. You see a lot of changing, and it's just like the overall landscape. It was funny. I was listening to it's a show called The Sports Edge on the Fan on Sunday mornings. That specializes in youth sports in high school, done by Rick Wolf, a real good show. And he's saying how the landscape of high school sports is changing so much, and there's a real fear that people aren't going to be able to keep quality coaches because parents' pressure, outside pressure, and the fact that these coaches, what people don't understand is they don't make a lot of money for what they're doing. And to get that outside and never get, you keep getting the stick and not the carrot is hard.
Right. Even if you're bigger schools who pay bigger salaries, it's still not a lot of money. The amount of time that these people put in, not only during the season but during the off season, is phenomenal. I don't know if we're lucky at Trinity. I don't know if we have different parents. We seem to not have as many problems or as many situations as other schools. But again, that might be due to the difference in numbers. I mean, you have to understand, when we have soccer tryouts, we might get 30 kids, 35 kids. So we could keep most of those kids on a varsity team. Hopefully, you can get to the number where you have a JV team, but we haven't gotten there yet. So what happens is these other schools get 150 kids trying out.
Right.
We got to get cut. Once people start getting cut, that's when problems occur. So, again, I think it's a difference in the area that we might come from. I think it's in the difference in the numbers that we have. And again, I hope to think that I like to think it's communication from us out to the parents. But it's a tough situation now with coaching and parents and kids. There's no question about it.
Well, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. It's been great getting the update on Crusader Nation and knowing that it's positive for the future. Like I said, we have 2 TV shows coming up, one with Mike Walsh and one with Mike Martino on the Stanford sports scene, which will be coming out on cable access and on YouTube soon, so people can see that. Also, we want to sit down with you and get together, and hopefully with Donnie and all the new coaches and some of the players. And this podcast hopefully will be another way to reach out to the community, because I think it's important. I think right now, high school sports, we need to get back and get people back looking at high school sports for being positive and getting them to come to the games and just be a part of it, because I think it's a great way to keep the community alive, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we look at ways to get people here. We look at ways to keep it positive. And I agree. I think athletics is a very important of a school culture, and naturally academics, and in all cases, the religious aspect are very important. But along with that, I think athletics adds a good thing that will make us all, a better school. And I think that we are heading in the right direction again, and hopefully we get there. And I'd like to thank you for all you do for the schools around here. You've been a good guy to us, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. That was Bob Robustelli, Athletic Director of Trinity Catholic, and this is Joe Ryan on the scene. We will be back with another guest soon, hopefully tomorrow.